discuss about operation strategy framework. I just quickly go through the previous class in a summarized way. Is my voice is audible to all? In one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in case of your operation strategy framework, operation strategy provide the ability to improve product, service as well as in case of manufacturing process. So in the last class, we have discussed about that how the operation strategy framework should be done. Initially, customer provides the demand information in the form of need. So according to the customer need, the most of the company are either they focus on old product or either they focus on that is introduction of new product in the market. Due to that thing, this next part is their competitive dimension and requirement required in case of old or in case of your new product. So for that competitive dimension or in case of your requirement, basically these are include your qualities. The next is dependability, then speed, then flexibility, and the last one is cost or your price. In that case, enterprise have the different operation and supplier capacities. In case of operation and supplier capacity, which is directly include in case of your organization capability or your system capability. So in case of system capability, basically the organization have their research and development unit. The next part is technology. The next is system. Next is people, and the last one is the distribution strategy. The form starting from starting from research and development, then technology, then system, then people and distributions, you need different kind of support platform. So for example, in case of financial management, whether should be research and development, for technology, for system, for people wages, for distribution, in case of logistics, you need financial management. Similarly, in case of your resource management, directly include peoples and uh, basically it includes peoples, but in case of information management, directly goes to system as well as in case of technology. So these are the basic supporting system whenever you go for operation strategy framework. Moving to the next part. So if you go to the next part, in case of your business strategy, I will advise all of you that just concentrate on this particular side. This is most important thing. So whenever you go for business strategy, the business strategy first one is go for your environmental scanning or analysis there. That means monitoring the business environment for market trend, what are the threat are there and what are the opportunities are there. In case of environmental scanning or analysis, basically the poster 5 analysis should be done as far as concerned with environmental analysis. And another thing is done, that is known as SWOT analysis is done, how to analyze the different strength, weakness, and opportunity and threat in case of company point of view. Then the next point, in case of your business strategy, as you know, most of the business are implemented for long range plan for any kind of companies. So for that one, first one is we have already discussed, that is environmental scanning. The next part is that is known as your missions. That is the goal and objective of any company. In case of mission, the statement that define what is our business, who are our clients or customers, and how our values are define our business. That should be most important. If you go any multinational company, they each financial year, as far as concerned with business strategy, their mission are also likely to change to adapt the market, to know about the market trend and how to monitor the business. Those things should be considered in case of mission. The next is care competency. That is the third component of your business strategy. In case of care competency, our unique strength that can be help us win the market. So basically, in case of care competency, most of the company are focused on qualities. So due to the quality point of view, it should be easily acceptable by the different range of customers. So whenever you collaborate, the environment scanning, the mission of companies, their care competency in case of market, that should be make a particular business strategy. The next part is that in case of business strategy, if you segregate the business strategy as far as concerned with the long plan for a particular company, it should be divided into three types. The first one is your market strategy. In case of market strategy, that define the marketing plan to support the business The next part is in case of your operation strategy. In case of operation, you directly develop a plan for operation function to support the business strategy. And the last one is financial strategy. In case of financial strategy, develop financial plan to support different business strategies. So these are the things whenever you focus on business strategy, basically this includes marketing strategies, operational strategy, and financial strategy. For a small, if you take the example of Zomato in case of food delivery companies, especially, in that case, the company directly focus sales and promotion activities through highway hoardings. In that case, that means in case of promotion, the marketing strategy is involved. In case of for arranging the different type of board in different national highway. In that case, some operational strategies should include. And finally, the cost of negotiating the hoarding in different places. In that case, the financial strategy should be implemented. And if you combine the marketing strategy, the operation strategy, and the finance strategy, it directly lead towards a long plan for a company in the form of business strategy. That is the concept. Moving to the next part. Okay, there is a question for you. In case of television brand, so which brand is globally accepted, or which brand has highest sales volumes? Anyone from your
Samsung.
side?
Samsung.
Okay,
Samsung, sir.
Shubham has given Samsung. Sogram?
Samsung.
Samsung. Okay, Chinu, your answer? Chinnu Naik.
Not idea, sir. No idea,
What
sir.
vision? No idea. Okay, Anusha,
Sir,
which company?
Samsung, sir.
Exactly. The company name is Samsung. So why Samsung? If you go to the that is known as Samsung Electronics, exactly. In case of Samsung Electronics, as far as concerned with marketing strategy, as far as concerned with your operation strategy, as far as concerned with your financial strategy, they are directly focused on different supportive action or supportive management. So here the typical example, in case of supportives, the corporating companies, and in case of chemical companies for raw materials, in case of parts supplier, these are directly associated with your ECIMS. If you go to the, that is known as Environmental Chemical Integration Management Systems. I will go to that particular part and discuss all the things. In case of your material, in case of your parts, in case of models, clear? I just repeat those things. So whenever Samsung Electronics is implemented, the environmental chemical integrated management systems, especially in case of your LCD or LED TV, as you know, in case of LCD and LED TV, the basically the plastics circuit are used, but in case of make the different component, they are directly or indirectly depend upon different corporate companies, different chemical company for raw materials, and some part suppliers. In case of part suppliers, they analyze the data composition sheet, that is known as SIMS. In case of Samsung, material information sheets. So after getting the cooperations from different or cooperating from different companies, from chemical, in case of raw material, in case of suppliers, why the Samsung company is very much differentiate across television sector, or in case of electronics goods sector, the thing is that they are use the biodegradable chips or biodegradable circuit. After consumption of 10 to 20 years, you can directly deposit or directly decompose under earth. That should be easily mixed with the earth. That is the concept of environmental chemical integrated management. It is the only one company across world they are directly use this particular concept, that is known as ECIMS. तो सैमसंग जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पार्ट डिजाइन करता है, जो भी पार्ट्स सोर्सिंग करता है, if you use for 10 to 20 years, after that you can directly dump. Basically, if you think about the Indian television scenario, or in case of Indian electronics market, you can use for a longer period like 10 to 15 years. After 10 to 15 years, we directly replace the television. But the thing is that it is difficult for recycling those parts who are used or who are what are the parts or metals are involved in case of electronic segment or in case of making television segment, it is difficult to go for dumping or difficult to recycle. So that is why Samsung has implemented this environmental chemical integration management system. They are basically hire a huge amount of biodegradable chips, biodegradable circuit that are easily decomposed after use of a particular period. So for that, they are launching eco-friendly product focus on customers. So if you see the segment of Samsung, particularly, especially reference to your LED and LCD TV, what is the full form of LCD? Anyone? What is the full form of LCD televisions? Anyone?
Sir,
Karan?
may I?
LCD. Yes, yes.
Sir, liquid
Liquid
crystal
crystal
display.
It's liquid crystal display. In case of LED, yes. What is the full form of
light
LED?
emitting diode.
Okay, light emitting diode. Clear. So in case of light emitting diode or in case of liquid crystal display, in that case, they are using some hazardous chemicals in case of your display. As you know, most of the display are shown through the number of pixels. So whenever you join number of pixels, that should be appear as a picture in case of your screen. Clear. And it is difficult whenever it also produce some amount of radiation also. So these things are directly or indirectly affect human bodies. So due to implementation of ECIM process or environmental management or eco-friendly management system, Samsung has implemented their parts, component, and sub-assembly in case of eco-friendly product, and that directly focus on customers. The next part is that compliant with global environmental regulation. As far as concerned with basically they are focused on environmental management system. As far as concerned with some ISO and some research organizations. The next part is supply chemical specification to stakeholders. They also provide the different specification of chemicals in case of raw material to different stakeholders who are directly associated with Samsung Electronics. Moving to the next part, in case of this is the organization structure of Samsung Electronics particularly, but they have their IT and mobile communication segment is there. In case of consumer electronics segment is there. Device solution is there. The next part is corporate management office is there. And Advanced Institute of Technology for Research and Development. They have already established a particular unit in case of Bangalore. So if you go to the organizational structure in case of IT and mobile communication, in case of they directly focus on mobile communication business, and even they are focused on network business also nowadays. But in case of consumer electronics, there is visual display business like LCD, LEDs, or any kind of tab, or you can say that is in case of your small display with respect to CCTV surveillance. They are directly focused on digital appliance business. The next part is printing solution business, and the last one is health and medical equipment business. So in case of health and your medical equipment business, if you go to any kind of private or any kind of government hospitals, especially referring to your cardiology, they have some small type of displays are there, and in that display they can easily monitor the different pulse rate of heart, even different pulse rate of neurological disorder that should be directly displayed by this particular thing. That is why they are also focused on that particular healthcare business also. But in case of device solutions, they are focused on memory like chips, especially reference to mobiles, tab. The next is that is known as system LIC business, and next one is LED bulb also. So these are the whole organizational structure of your Samsung Electronics. Then moving to the next part, what we have discussed. If you go to the next point of view, I will show this particular how they organize their planning in a such a way that should be easily focus on global sourcings or focus on global strategy sourcings. In that way, they will maximize the rate of profit generations. So first, they go for planning. In case of planning, they have supply chain management. The next part is they have the resource management, and the last one is they have the demand management. So basically, the demand management is provided by the customer point of view, and from the customer to sales headquarters, then sales headquarter to your manufacturing plant, then manufacturing plant to your supply collaboration with more number of suppliers. So if you go to the supply chain management point of view, there are more number of suppliers which is directly or indirectly associated with Samsung Electronics. These suppliers are directly connected to your manufacturing headquarters. Then this, after producing the goods, they should be directly go to the global operation center, where they can departure for port and arrival of port should be considered. That means inbound logistics or outbound logistics. But the thing is that should be on time of supply. Similarly, after that one, they directly go sent to the different sales headquarters, where they can deliver to more number of or a larger volume of customer on time delivery. That means in case of supply chain management, what are the operational activities? In case of supply chain management, they directly implement procurement or purchase of raw materials from different suppliers. Similarly, in case of resource management, they have the suppliers and service logistics, specially reference to your inbound logistics or specially reference to your outbound logistics. The next part is that sales, distribution, and reverse logistics. So if a particular customer is found any kind of error in that particular device, they can use the reverse logistics in the same manner. That means from customer to sales headquarter, then sales headquarter to global operation center, then global operation center to the manufacturing headquarters. But if you think how Samsung has implemented these things, starting from the supply, resources, and demand management, the thing is that they directly optimize the different part of their plannings. So what are the optimizations of conclusions? The optimization conclusion is network first. The second is transportations. The next third one is warehouse, and the last one is optimized facilities. In case of network, that design location of manufacturing and sales office. In case of transportation, they go for local truck optimization, especially in case of route, especially in case of choosing a carrier options. The next part is shipping routes should be optimized, or your route should be optimized in a such a way that that should be deliver on time more amount of or more large volume of product to the yes.
सर ये जो रिवर्स लॉजिस्टिक है ये डायरेक्ट कस्टमर से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हेडक्वार्टर आ सकता है, कस्टमर से सेल्स हेडक्वार्टर, सेल से ग्लोबल, फिर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग आने के क्यों होता है? ये डायरेक्ट कस्टमर से मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हेडक्वार्टर भी आ सकता है.
Because in that case, that is, as you know, the Samsung has established more amount of research and development centers. Clear. So if the customer is directly sent to manufacturing unit, in that case, they do not find the cause and root cause of that particular problem arise from that particular device. That is why they can or the material or the product should be flow from customer to sales headquarter, and these sales headquarters are basically collaborate with more number of research and development. So if you imagine in case of MI mobiles, in case of Nokia mobile, in that case, there is no particular intermediaries there. Clear? Because in case of Nokia mobile, the Dixon technology, there is a company who take the franchise of Nokia in case of manufacturing of Nokia branded mobile, specially reference to India. इंडिया में जो भी मतलब नोकिया का डिवाइस बनता है उसको डिस्कॉन टेक्नोलॉजी उसको मतलब वो फ्रेंचाइज लिया हुआ है. In that case, there is no particular R&D center is there. In that case, customer directly sent to distribution or global operation center, from global operation center to manufacturing unit. But in case of, because as far as concerned with your Samsung, they are directly focused on customer. In case of customer, every demand information, whether should be positive demand or whether should be negative, that should be come in the form of feedbacks. So if you find any kind of difficulty in Samsung, they directly sell to sales headquarter, where the sales headquarter are directly collaborate with more number of research and development. So that is why if you see in case of Samsung segment, especially reference to mobiles, especially if you go to the segment of television, that every design and appearance should be changed in the rapid way. And it is due to the you can say it is the smooth flow of reverse logistics starting from customer to the headquarter, then sales headquarter, then sales headquarter to global operation center, then global operation to manufacturing unit. That is the things. It clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next part is warehouse. In case of warehouse, they can directly optimize load and pickup optimization. So in case of loading, basically they are using some software that is known as loading simulation software. And the next part is that is optimized facility. In case of optimized facility, they are basically use facility engineering. In case of warehouse management, And in case of product, they are implementing RFID. So in case, by the help of RFID stand for radio frequency identification tag, and this is nothing a simple form of barcode, but in that RFID it contains various type of data. For example, the price, the batch of productions, the batch of delivery, and the different specification of product should be directly included in case of RFID tag. It is easy to identify in case of more if you have more volume of product or more segmentation of product is there. Moving to the next part. The next is in case of research and development, they have year-round evaluations from supplier perform self-assessment based on the evaluation of item defined by the Samsungs. The next is moving to the next part, that is self-improvement. The supplier identify necessary improvement on their own and make improvement. In case of Samsung monitors risks and offer feedbacks. The next part is evaluation. Supplier not notified of their final assessment outcomes at the end of each year. And next part, Samsung directly follow up the management. The supplier development and implementation improvement plan, Samsung provide assistance. So these are the things which includes, or they are, you can say that is they are providing direct or indirect value in case of that particular product, which is directly focused on customer base. Moving to the next part. So here the
सर
operational, yes.
सर ये जो प्रीवियस स्लाइड में जो हर जगह में जो सप्लायर था, सप्लायर रॉ मटेरियल जो कंपनी को देता है या फिर जो कंपनी जो फिनिश प्रोडक्ट देता है सप्लायर उसको बेचने के लिए,
नहीं नहीं
उसका
नहीं
जो
एक्चुअली
आइडिया
नहीं फिनिश प्रोडक्ट नहीं देता वहाँ पे. Actually
रॉ
they are
मटेरियल
go for exactly they are go for sourcings. For example, in case of your television, you can say that is the casing of LED display, जो उसका जो outer line होता है television का, if they go directly assign a particular suppliers. The next part is in case of the stand or the mounting clamp. In that case, they are assigning different suppliers. And finally, they go for final assemble inside the manufacturing headquarters. Is it clear?
यस सर यस सर
जैसे तुम्हारे मतलब अभी जो लेटेस्ट मॉडल आया हुआ है तुम्हारा स्कॉर्पियो का, तो स्कॉर्पियो का अगर पास्ट हिस्टोरिकल एनालॉजी, इफ यू चेक द पास्ट हिस्टोरिकल एनालॉजी, इन दैट केस ड्यू टू हाई डिमांड फ्रॉम कस्टमर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, they directly assign different type of suppliers. तो मतलब उस व्हीकल का डोर कोई कंपनी बनाएगा, टायर दे आर डायरेक्टली सोर्स फ्रॉम डिफरेंट कंपनीज, इन केस ऑफ चेसिस दे असाइन डिफरेंट कंपनीज, एंड फाइनली दे कलेक्ट each and every part and that should be assembled in Nashik center. But the thing is that if you implemented the global strategy sourcing as far as concerned with multinational companies, most of the suppliers are certified suppliers. That is why this number of point, if you go to this year-round evaluations, self-improvement of suppliers, then evaluation of supplier done by each year, then followed by the follow-up management from the Samsung point of view. Basically, Samsung provide assistance regarding improvement of plan of supplies or improvement of component, improvement of design and specification. Moving to the next part. So that is why this is the summary of this particular case studies. That is why in the segment of Samsung India sales, if you see this in case of your televisions, in case of home appliance, in case of mobile phone, in case of software development and export, in case of network, they'll also increase day by day, or you can say that is the sales of year 2015 versus year of 2016. In that case, the revenue generation is very much higher side. But the thing that Samsung said that make for India initiative has been big factor beyond the goal. As I told, if you registered your brand or your company under Make in India concept, okay, that Make for India means Make in India concept. There is no taxation is to be paid from the Samsung point of view. That is why your foreign company like Samsung, or if you think about Apple, they are likely to introduce their own R&D center in case of India for under this flagship of Make in India concept. So under this program, it is designed to develop product with Indian consumer need in their mind. That is the particular concept. Then the today topic is yes. Any doubt from your side? You can ask.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes.
like now the refrigerator and mobile phone tax rate is increased. So if the interviewer asked from Samsung
No,
side,
no,
like
no. Actually,
how
okay.
I can
It,
manage my logistic part to control the price, so that even if I am giving good quality, but if my price will increase 2-3 thousand, also the customer will not purchase, maybe not purchase my price, so that can impact on my sales. So how I will do the logistic part effectively, so that I can
okay.
remain in
Your
that
your
position.
question is that as far as concerned with this union budget, especially reference to export and import of copper. Clear. The copper is vastly used in case of refrigerator. Try to understand the concept. So why copper? The copper has the higher amount of thermal conductivity. It is easily cooled and easily hot within a fraction of minutes. Clear. The thing is that the central union bond budget has directly exempted the taxes in case of कॉपर स्पेशली रेफरेंस टू इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट. पहले जो कॉपर का एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट जो चार्जेस था उसको गवर्नमेंट ने हटा दिया. तो ड्यू टू दैट थिंग व्हाट विल हैपन, द प्राइस ऑफ रेफ्रिजरेटर, प्राइस ऑफ टेलीविजन, प्राइस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स गुड, especially reference to mobile, your refrigerator in case of air condition, they will that will increase their price. Most of the company will automatically increase their price, as Sangram has told that they are increased 1000 2000 in every product. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Means are
Okay.
they
The
just balancing the
okay,
thing?
okay. I will go to the that particular part. In case of logistics, clear. As far as concerned with electronics good, as you know, most of the electronics good logistics expenses, which reference to your operational expenses. So logistics should be whether you implement inbound logistics, it is okay for the company or manufacturer. But in case of outbound logistics, it is a particular headache for the manufacturer. That is why they directly hire third-party agency. So your question is how they manage their logistics. Is it clear? How they manage their logistic activities during the rise of price. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this way, they directly hire some third-party logistic partners. So there is a company that is known as Indo-Arya Group, or in case of, as I told in the morning class, especially reference to your Agarwal's, Packer and Movers. That is FedEx is there, DHL is there, and if you go for large volume of transportation consignment, they will provide some incentive as well as some discount. And that should be directly or indirectly affect your logistic activities. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
This is one part, and next part is that suppose you have 5 number of refrigerator, 2 number of televisions, and some home appliances are there. For a particular geographical location, you have to take a consignment of 5 number of fridge, 2 number of LCD displays, and other around 10 to 20 number of home appliances there. In this small range of consignment, they are hired the local agencies in case of transportation activities. It is the duty of the operation head. They directly go for contract negotiation for frequent movement of logistic activities from the plant to the number of destinations. The same thing, they are using the consolidating shipment procedure. That means, suppose there is a containers is moved from Bhubaneswar to Raulkela, and I have take a order from Angul area. In that case, I will negotiate the logistic cost on that agencies to reduce the price of logistics. Is it clear? अगर मान लो यहाँ से मैंने भेजा मतलब ट्रक जा रहा है किसी एक्स वाई जेड का कंसाइनमेंट लेके राउरकेला, तो मुझे भेजना है अनुगुल पे. In that case, I will directly go for negotiating or directly switch on towards consolidating shipment. So in case of consolidating shipping, they are basically huge containers. In case of container, your product are directly go to that particular, you can directly install or directly loading your product in that particular country, and if the agency or the transportation or the carrier should be moved from Bhubaneswar to that place, they can easily go for a huge amount of discount or huge amount of incentives. That is the concept, to reduce the cost of optimize the cost of your transportation activities. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. अरे सिंपल, इट इज वेरी सिंपल. सपोज यू आर ट्रैवल टू भुवनेश्वर टू बरहमपुर. मुझे मतलब बालूंगा में उतरना है, तो प्राइस अगर 120 रुपये हुआ तो उसको मैं नेगोशिएट करूंगा ना, इन केस ऑफ बस कंडक्टर. द सेम थिंग हैपन हियर आल्सो. Whenever you go for contract negotiation, either you go for the different option in case of lower the cost of logistics. That is the concept. Clear? You just think about. In this case, I will give the next example. If you think about crude oils, as you know, in case of diesel and in case of petrol, the cost of this price will be increased day by day, because government or central government have no control over crude oils. But the thing is, if you think about the transportation segment, or in case of optimize the cost of logistics, in that case, what will happen? If you see the oil tanker particularly, they have 4 to 5 number of maximum 6 number of chambers are there. 2 for diesel and 2 for your petrol, and another for kerosene, another for the, you can say that is the grease or some kind of petroleum product. In that way they can manage one type of consolidated shiftings. देखे हो ना, जब भी मतलब ऑयल टैंकर जाता है उसमें सेगमेंट रहता है, खाली डीजल निकले ही नहीं जाता.
Yes, circular.
Circular. The circular cylinder contain various type of chamber, and each chamber is specific to different kind of product. Clear? So in that way, if you take the logistic activities of petrol, the cost is very much higher side. Clear? Just think about the place like your Malkanagiri. In case of your Jaipur area, the cost of petrol will be very much higher side. In case of Bhubaneswar, we are paying around 84 rupees or maximum 86 rupees in case of petrol. But in case of place like Jaipur, Malkanagiri, they will pay around 100 rupees. So due to the cost of transportation, most of the carrier or most of the trucks should be segmented for different kind of product. In that way, they can manage the, or can they say that is to optimize the logistic cost. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The next part is that same thing is repeated here in case of your sourcing management. That same thing we have discussed in case of a supply chain, that is value chain dynamics and operation decision. But the thing is that here, if you think about the value chains in case of process or activities by which the company add value to articles. Here, articles means your product, including your production, marketing, and provision of sales after service. Here, the concept in case of your management of manufacturing system, and sorry, that is in case of supply chain management system, and your sourcing management or operation strategy management. In that case, what will happen? The value chain are very much similar, because these are add some value to a product, whether it should be production, whether it should be marketing, or whether it should be sales after sales service. So here are the option. The option are, first one is inbound logistics. We have already discussed that inbound logistics is belong to your internal logistic of manufacturing companies. And the next part is your operations. Next part is your outbound logistics. After getting the finished good, you perform the outbound logistics. So the outbound logistics, the product should be reach at marketing and ready for sales. Then after you go for after sales service. These are the different stages. You can directly add some values. So what kind of stages? In case of, sorry, just a minute. So in case of your inbound logistic, as you know, in case of logistic has 2 number of chain. One is carrier and another is route. But in case of supply chain management, we have product, facilities, carrier, and route is there. So basically, if I pronounce the word logistic, that means it is directly dedicated to transportation. So basically, transportation have 2 parameters. One is your carrier, for example, that is truck or lorry or train, or whether should be a cargo ship. The next part is route. So 2 number of links are connected to form logistic activities. So basically, inbound logistics are started whenever you receive the raw material for the plant inside the organizations. And After receiving the raw material, the logistic will be performed from store to production area. In case of production area, you can perform your operational activities. So after getting the finished good, then you perform outbound logistics. That means from the warehouse or store, you can directly distribute for your marketing or sales. And after that, after customer receives for a limit for a particular period for 1 year 2 year, then after or for 6 months or 2 months, then after you provide after sales service. So that will bring more amount of value whenever you focus on your that is known as your sourcing management, or that kind of decision will enhance your operational decision whenever you focus on value chain dynamics. Moving to the next part. So same thing discussed here. These are the different component. Basically, the value chain have two number of activities. One is primary activities, another is secondary activity. Or in case of your supply chain, we have discussed that is known as supportive activities. So basically, the primary activities are inbound logistics, operation, outbound logistics, marketing and sale and service. And in that case, the secondary or supportive, just a minute. One is- So in case of supportive or secondary activities, we have purchase department is there, or procurement department is there, human resource management is there, infrastructure is there, and next part is technical development is there. So these secondary activities can directly influence the primary activities. It is supportive activities. Moving to the next part. The next one is your manufacturing architecture and operation strategy. So basically, if you think about this is the next topic. In case of manufacturing system architecture, this is the main purpose of recreating the system capability. So basically, system capability consists of your man, machine, materials, the facilities, the logistics, all the things will be included. But in case of your manufacturing system architecture, the basic objective of system capability is to support frequent system design decisions. So why design decision? As you know, in case of, if you take the case what we have discussed in the previous case of Samsung Electronics, whenever you start from reverse way, from the demand management, the customer provide a huge amount of demand information. So according to that demand information, if you go to the operational activities point of view, or in case of operational decision point of view, you need to accommodate or you need to customize your supportive frequent system or design, or whether should be a layout, whether should be install new machine, whether should be the process flow. That decision is directly or indirectly affect your system manufacturing architectures. So if you go to the architecture point of view, that directly reflects some design which is related to your system capabilities. Next point, in the capability of system to deal with new production context. Suppose you are likely to introduce a new product in the family, new volumes, new process planning, or new technologies. Suppose your existing technology is very old, or nowadays you are going to install a particular articulated robot for assembly process, for cutting process, or you can say that is for joining process, or you can say that is for loading or loading process. So in that way, you first go to your capability of system where you can directly introduce new product or new volume or new technologies. And if you go to that related knowledge and understanding of this existing, the desired system possibility will be happens. Therefore, as far as concerned with manufacturing system architecture, this representation of system component is a functional physical domain, and it is a key enabler for the design and reuse of reuse in the case of rechangeable construct. So basically, rechangeable happen due to higher amount of demand is received from the customer point of view. If you take the case, a small case of Falcon Marine Export, or whether should be Magnum Seafood Industry Limited, initially they have started their company or their processing unit in case of Manchester. So due to higher amount of demand, especially reference to seafood, they are directly invested huge amount of money nearby Paradip, nearby Dhamra port. The thing is that in that particular plant, they are directly use new technology in case of food processing industries, and their process is very much planned, or you can say that is very much quality planning should be implemented. And in case of volume, they will increase the volume as far as compared with the old plant. So this kind of adaptabilities or this kind of decision will directly affect your system architecture whenever you rebuilding the system capability as far as concerned with demand management by a customer point of view. Moving to the next part. So basically what happened in case of your manufacturing system architectures? So every company have the manufacturing system. So in case of system, if you think about the system levels, the system level consists of production unit is there, storage system is there, and the next part is transportation system is there. I'm talking about manufacturing systems. So in case of system levels, they have production unit, they have storage system, they have transportation system. But if you go to the subsystem level, they have facility for storage systems, facilities on, in case of transportation, in case of storage, in case of handling, in case of operators. So these operator belong to production, and then storage belong to storage system. Facilities are included in case of production system, and transportation and handling system are directly belong to production as well as your transportation system. Then the next part is that in case of machine level system, with reference to your manufacturing system architecture, so for operator or for machine or for production, you need some kind of sensors. The next part is in case of facility, in case of transportation, you need data. In case of operator, you need instruction. In case of machining, you need tools. So by the help of these three levels, a particular compose of manufacturing system architecture is done. So according to this architecture, you can face any kind of challenges or any kind of opportunities arise from customer point of view. Moving to the next part. Sorry. So in case of system architecture and operation strategy, these are the most important thing whenever you collaborate, or you can say that is whenever you compose with or the operation strategy is composed with manufacturing system architectures with reference to different level, whether should be system level, whether should be subsystem level, or whether should be machining levels. In that case, the most important parameter is reduce the cost, improve sales is the goal of every business. I repeat, reduce the cost of raw material, reduce the cost of, you can say that is the raw material or tools which is directly, indirectly involved in case of production unit. The next part is business operation consists of many processes, include material acquisitions, manufacturing cost, and product delivery. The next part is that in case of business strategy, it revolve around operation, include size of location facilities. This is the most important thing. So whenever you go for location facility, as far as concerned with your manufacturing system architecture, which is directly involved your production system, storage system, or transport system, you need to go for the size of that thing. That should be very much you can say spacious in a such a way that you can accommodate more number of machines, or you can directly customize your process in such a way that that can be meet the demand, or they can directly meet the, or they can directly balance the demand as well as supply. The next is product diversification and expansions. So why product diversifications? As I told in the last class, that home-fed versus your milk. So basically, they are not receive the raw milk in case of pasteurized milk, especially reference to home-fed. But the thing is that in case of milk, they receive a huge amount of, or huge volume of milk to diversification of their product in the form of different segment or product mix. So for that one, if you not fit the size, location, facility, or product diversification, most of the company are directly go for expansions. So for expansion, you not go for relocate your plant or a re-establishment of a plant. With that particular facilities, we can directly focus on operational strategy, as well as the manufacturing architecture is very much essential or very much enable for this kind of business strategy. The next is it is not uncommon that several operation strategies may exist within the company simultaneously, or it should be depend upon the company or company policies whether they should apply this particular strategy or not. That should be. For example, in the year 2006, SAIL has go for expansion project. So why SAIL is because in case of if you go to the central government operated authorities versus different private organizations like Tata, like Jindals, like your JSW. In that case, or even if you can take some company like Usha Martin, Vija Steels, these companies are produce good quality of steel. But the thing is that in case of huge demand of your commercial as well as domestic use of steels, especially reference to construction industries, they are not maintain the demand or there is no particular balance between demand and supply. That is why the authority directly go for expansion project. That means they directly go for material, then manufacturing cost, your you can say it is more number of new machines, new technology, new process, and new products should be introduced in a such a way that can be beat the other competitor who are present in the steel market. The next part is who is the largest company in case of tire manufacturing? Which company is very much famous for tire industries? Rubber tire.
MRF.
Yes, MRF. Anyone? Any other company? और कौन से कंपनी का शेयर मार्केट में सबसे कॉस्टली शेयर किस कंपनी का है?
MRF around 95,000.
Okay. So in case of MRF, that is known as Madras Rubber Factory. I will give the particular example why MRF is very much famous and why their capital, or this is considered as a large capital companies in case of Nifty 50. The thing is that they are accept the global strategy sourcing strategy, or they are basically adopt the global sourcing strategy. So just imagine a toy maker diversified his business toward tire making, then tire maker to registered his company in case of UK and US stock exchange. And they are also introduced or they are choosing different kind of promotion and sales activities. The thing is that in case of tire company, especially reference to multinational companies, there is only one competitor is available in the market. That is known as Michelin. Have you heard the company?
Michelin.
Michelin सबसे महंगा टायर उसी का
Yes, sir.
आता है. Okay.
Michelin.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So in case of international market, only there is only one company is there versus your Madras Rubber Factory. The thing is that the companies like to expand its business across globe, and due to that thing, they are implementing global sourcing strategies. As you know, most of the neighboring country like Bangladesh, like Sri Lanka, they have the huge amount of raw material in the form of rubber. They are the largest exporter of rubber, especially reference to tire industries. In that case, they are directly established more number of manufacturing unit in case of UK or in case of US also. So from there, they go for global operating center or global distribution centers. But the thing is that in case of India, their technology is different. In case of abroad, their manufacturing technology is different. It is happened due to the export-import charges aided by the government of India. So as you know, in case of if you buy a particular vehicle or buy a particular component of vehicle, you have to pay around 120% of custom charges, plus your 36% GST, whether you belong to Odisha or whether you belong to West Bengal. So due to that thing, most of the company are removed and they directly go to other country for establishment or relocation of industries. Moving to the next part. The next part is that there is so many type of strategies applied in case of your manufacturing architecture. One is that is known as market penetration strategy. In case of market penetration strategy, the market penetration referred to capturing large piece of target market. For example, in case of insurance company might define market penetration success by a number of new automobile policies. So as you know, in case of this union budget directly reflect to four-wheelers, especially reference to diesel automobiles, especially reference to petrol automobiles. So what government has made? Anyone? what government has provided the information regarding this union budget, especially reference to scrap policies. So just think about scrap policies. In case of private use vehicles, in case of petrol, you can use up to 20 years. Yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no?
In commercial, there is 15 years.
In case of commercial, that is 15 years. Suppose you are purchase a Mercedes in case of diesel version. That means a huge amount of money will be directly dumped after 15 years. So due to that policy, what will happen? People are directly diversify his choices towards hybrid electric vehicles, especially reference to Tata. The Tata has already launched a new vehicle,
Yes, sir. Nexon Evo.
Nexon Evo, that is a hybrid electric vehicles. In case of renewable energy, in case of automobile, those who are using renewable energy, there is no limitation of this particular scrap policies.
Sir,
अगर
but
तुम
what is the
मतलब
price of charging of those cars?
that is why
Nexon
Tata
Evo
has
starting
occupied
from
your
14 lakhs.
14 lakhs. That's why the Tata Group has occupied, or Tata Power, that flagship company under Tata Group, has occupied your distribution system. तो टाटा पूरा मतलब वेस्को नेस्को सिस्को और तुम्हारा साउथको का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ले चुका है. Clear. And it is easy for Tata for establishing more number of charging unit across national highway. So there is no need to recharge, and you can travel from here to Raulkela or Raulkela to Bhubaneswar. In that way, you can easily available so many number of charging stations. So why I'm telling the story, the thing is that, so whenever any kind of government policy is changed, for example, in case of government has directly exempted the tax in case of copper. So due to that copper, what will happen? The total market of electronics or electronics market will be penetrated. The result is that that directly hike the prices. But if you think about the manufacturing cost, तो 2020 में जो फ्रीज बना हुआ था उसको तो सर मतलब 2020 दिसंबर में जो फ्रीज बना हुआ है उसको वो लोग जुलाई तक जून तक बेचेंगे जितना प्रोडक्शन हुआ है. In that case, they are just cutting and taking the market advantages against market penetration. This is particular examples. Similarly, in case of your cottons and in case of your farmer, as far as concerned with the farming products, especially reference to vegetables and fruits, government has reduced the subsidies. Sorry, increase the subsidies and reduce the taxes. That means Reliance Retail and your future group, they will also penetrate, taking the advantage against the market penetration. These are the strategy basically used by the most of the companies. The next part is developing an operation strategy for market penetration has several potential focus area. So what are the focus area? First one, if you go to second point, a business can decide to attract away from competitor. It can attract non-user that no experience with your business or with a competitors. So that is why Tata has just negotiating, or Tesla negotiating Tata for launching new hybrid vehicles in case of research and development. Moving to the third point, another strategy might be employed one or more geographical locations. So if you find the market is penetrated due to government policy, the next strategy is that you directly go for a geographical location or centered around the target demographic. The business can also try to add more value to existing client, thereby they enticing the increased spending on product services operate. So that is why market penetration is the most important strategy. For example, someone is directly tell that do not go for consume chicken because there is a few amount of bird flu is occur in case of place like Karnataka and Maharashtra. They directly penetrate the market like burger, even if KFC also. So who are the benefit? The benefit are the other competitors. In case of your bakery segment, your cookie segment, there are more number of companies are there. They are taking the advantages against this market penetration strategies. So that's all from my side. Any doubt you can ask. Next type of strategy we'll discuss. Just hold. Just tell to other. I will take the attendance. Just a minute. Okay. So that's all from my side. Any doubts you can ask. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.